talking better, so maybe I don't need it. But anyway, every time, one of them is George Thomas. He's a young fella. And, oh, there's just, did you find it? You gonna lick it? Are you? You're the finder, aren't you, and the keeper. Did you like it? Was it good? It looked like it was good, huh? I was looking all over here because I thought it dropped right down. Here it is, right here. You can have it if you want it. You're not sure you want it. He's like, I mean, he doesn't say a word, but he just expresses so much, you know.
Yeah.
Yesterday evening we went for a walk. Well, did you see all the little flowers planted down there? We looked at those, and then we started back, and then a couple of times, I don't know what got into him, but he decided, golly, what did he do? He changed the direction several times on me, and I thought, okay, it's sun's gone down, so I can't watch that. And this was the longest walk we've taken, and oh, he just walked himself all over the place. Seemed to be enjoying it so much, you know. So we made it an extra. In fact, we came back up around this way and back, and we don't usually do that, you know.
Yeah.
But I just thought, well, you know, oh, he doesn't want to really lick. But he seemed to be having such a good time with this long walk, you know, and he really loves to do it, and he pauses and he looks at everything. Because we went out and that young man was not over there, so we started down this way and up that way. And Sonny kept looking way down the road, and I thought about Angel. I used to walk her all the way down to the blacktop down there, you know, because she's a bigger dog. But then we turned around and he started coming back, but he didn't want to come back up this way. He wanted to come back up that way. So, but I just couldn't get over that. He just loves to. Of course, he sleeps. We had a morning walk too, and then he sleeps part of the middle of the day. So of course he was ready for an extra long walk, you know.
Yeah.
And he discovers several different new things, and I let him stop several times and investigate things. I thought, I'm not going to let him do that all the time because we'll never get home, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was fun. But I can't get over this. I mean, the amount of people they got searching around the world and working around the world is way on top of the local newscasters. They don't begin to have the world covered that well.
Well, yeah.
And he's just sent out people all over. Of course, they're going into all kinds of countries and doing this and that and the other. I hope they keep staying away from ones where they might, you know, get picked up or something, because I'd hate to see something like that happen, you know.
Yeah.
But they sure got news about everything, and the United States news too. But it's just incredible to me. I can just listen to that program. In fact, I got up and I started listening to the 9 o'clock one, and some reason or other they kept, that makes me mad, they kept no signal, and that's ridiculous. I mean, that's CTN, it's right here in Florida, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I thought if they do that to the 11 o'clock one, I'm really going to blow my top. But no, they had the whole thing on, and it was excellent. And he's just, of course, he's got, that's unhooked. I got my other thing in here.
Okay.
He's got, the first place he's got not only the broadcasting thing, but he's got that Regent University with all those educated people, so that's why he's got such a broad thing, you know, that he can do.
Yeah.
With people that after they're trained, they just want to go somewhere and do something, you know.
Yeah.
And but I just honestly, but I guess that's part of it. I mean, if you and I can't. Of course, I'd probably narrow my view of things too if all they had was the newscasts on, because most of those are the same gross things. I mean, killings, rapings, bodies found here, wrecks out here, that over there, you know, and that's kind of hard to take, just to watch that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the national news or news programs that are on the news channels have more to them. You know, you can watch CNN or one of the news channels and get a lot more information about what's happening in the world than you can on the local news, because they're just concentrating on this area.
Oh yeah. I don't hardly watch the local news anymore. I got up and let's see, they got several earlier ones. Golly, they got them like, they used to have 5 and 7 and 9. They've got them right like this on the national news.
Mm-hmm.
And that's and world news, and that's reasonable enough. Although some of it's a lot of it is what would you call it? Well, it's news, and they want to be heard, so that it's a very exciting type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some sort of what have we been having here? We've been having tornadoes and hurricanes. Well, this morning there was either a tornado or a hurricane on the sun.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I saw that, but they only did that for a few minutes. But
Yeah.
I thought, geez, that is incredible, you know, to see something like that now. And
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
and they described when they had seen that before, and those kind of things are real interesting. Well, then they went into all this with whatever this is about the money, you know, and that got to be kind of cold, because they're all going crazy by and trying to, I guess they name it tomorrow or something, whatever that, you know, they're all putting in money, and there's like so many $1 million.
Oh, the lottery.
The lottery, and that they will discuss tomorrow. But I mean, they talked about that forever, you know.
Yeah.
Now that was kind of tiresome. But that thing about the sun was real interesting. And then they Eddie started talking about something about Israel being attacked, and I think that was world news. I mean, that bunch that's up there in North Israel, they've been bombing Israel or shooting those things over into Israel for off and on for years. I mean, it's a wonder the whole country isn't destroyed, you know. But
Yeah.
the Jews are, the Israelis are very intelligent. They have very intelligent people in their country that have been trained. And they've got God knows what that simply shoots down a lot of those things before they ever get over there. You
That's
know,
good. Yeah.
that was fascinating to watch one day when they showed a lot of that, because
Yeah.
I hadn't seen a whole lot of that before, and I'd seen the machines, but I hadn't. When they started saying they were coming over so many the last day or so, I hadn't seen that kind of shooting over and then shooting them down. You know, before they get to any place where they're. But of course, still some of them hit. You know, places where people are.
Yeah.
They've been, this one or two of these Christian organizations that are over there have been trying to build or renew some of the bomb shelters around. I know especially in the areas where children are in school,
Mm-hmm.
they've been trying to do that, and of course asking for money for people to give to that type of thing, you know,
Mhm.
and refurbish those so they have somewhere to go if they get an alarm.
Yeah.
They don't just have to sit in their school, they can immediately get up and go somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
But some of that was real interesting, but it was just craziness this morning. A lot of it was that money thing, and how do you figure out, how do you do it? Well, you do this and that, and they get it all figured out. You know, they say they can figure it out. I don't know whether they can or not.
I don't know.
They describe how somebody decides he's doing it again because he did it before by some system. So, but I don't know whether that's valid or not,
I don't know.
But
I listen to the National Public Radio a
Uh-huh.
lot, and on the way over here I was listening to it. And earlier on my way to my house, they said that it was going to be $540 million. And then between the time I got home and the next newscast, they said that the dramatic interest in it means that they've already sold so many tickets that it's now up to $640 million.
oh, really? That in that length of time? I noticed that was doing that this morning.
It's going to keep going up because every time people buy tickets, more money goes into the jackpot, So,
Well, they did say one thing that was encouraging, that I don't know how they expressed it, and it was only one type of thing, but I guess a lot of this money somehow has been designated to go into school systems and that kind of thing.
yeah,
That to me is valid,
yeah.
And sometimes the person, how do they say that? Sometimes the person, I don't know how they did that. It seemed to be they collected it before they were even finished raising it or something.
I don't know.
I don't know how that was. I didn't catch that. But I was just wondering, if it's that much money, really, technically, why does it have to be such a big deal to one person? It would be a good time to start financing some other things that need financing, like schools and things like that,
Yeah, from what I understand about the way most of the lotteries work, is that it's not, if I buy a ticket for $1, a certain amount of my money, that dollar goes into the jackpot, and a certain amount of the money goes, I think, to the state to use for projects. And in Florida, for example, the Florida lottery helps to fund education here.
They said Florida doesn't have a lottery.
Well, we have the Florida lottery, but we're not participating in this national lottery.
No, I noticed that, and I thought, well, I never knew that,
Yeah, we do have the Florida lottery, but it's not as big. Now there was some stuff when the lottery when we got the lottery here in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was really excited because it was supposed to raise money for education, and it did. But the Florida legislature they were talking about it a lot back then. They did what they call a bait and switch. They said, okay, now that the lottery is putting, I don't know, $50 million into education, we're going to take $50 million out of education and use it over here.
Mm-hmm.
So the budget for education didn't go up. It instead of having what you had and adding the lottery to it, they put the lottery in and took out that same amount and put it elsewhere.
Was that this year they did?
No, back when the lottery first got approved in Florida, because a lot of people approved it because they thought it would really help the education system in Florida.
I would think so too.
But it didn't really help the education system because it didn't wind up being more money. It wound up replacing money that they took away. And so,
When they
didn't say they were
finally got it, then they shifted it and left them
Yep,
not really improved money-wise.
exactly. It wasn't really an increase. And a lot of people were mad about that because there was a lot of questions about the morality of gambling and all that. And, the way they were selling the idea was, it's gambling, but it's also investing in our children's future and in our education system. And everybody thought it would make it better, but it didn't.
That to me seems really scuzzy. I mean,
It was pretty scuzzy. It made a lot of people mad.
I listen every so often to all this blah 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 about the budget, and I swear to God, I don't know how they do anything or fix anything, or how this county gets anything or that one doesn't. To me, and they get up there and they talk the longest kind of time, and I just get lost in all the talk. Well,
Yeah.
what is really happening. I mean, there's still a lot of things. There's also, this is interesting, I think, and I don't know, but there seems to be a lot of things that go on, especially in Florida, because there's a lot of people that like to do this, that a lot of groups of people say the ladies' choir or some back church will hold something or other, and they seem to do a lot of that in this town of different groups.
Local fundraising and
Yeah,
stuff
they
like
got
that.
something this weekend. This interested me. They had several things this weekend that were real interesting, and one of them, maybe it's tomorrow, was a mile run. And I thought, oh, I could have done that at one time.
Oh yeah, it's Springtime Tallahassee.
Yes, and they were having, and it's all day, all these interesting things. And one of them I noticed was a mile run. I thought, well, I could do that,
Yeah.
And now those kind of things, they are really into that a lot. And these women that like Thanksgiving and so forth, that cook these big dinners and feed a lot of people and stuff like that. You know? That's amazing to me. But they seem to they're very sociable, let's say.
Yeah, there's a lot of social consciousness
Yeah,
here.
and while everybody's out here dancing themselves to death and drinking themselves into a stupor, a lot of other people, and I'm thinking of the black groups because those are the ones I've watched. They seem to have a very great consciousness of social things among themselves and all that are very worthwhile.
Yeah.
And I think that's tremendous. I mean, I don't know, you probably go to New York City, maybe you have the same thing among the thugs, I don't know, but probably don't have that same sort of, I can't think of that word, but, social wanting to get together and thinking about things on a normal human people level, you know, not great big overdone whatever. They've got several things going recently that are great big things like that, whether it's a band or something coming through, it's a real money thing, but there seems to be on and I think it's wonderful because I know a lot of them definitely aren't up here in the money level, but yet they manage to do these things in the level they're on, and I think that's tremendous,
Yeah.
And helps their people, and it keeps them so that they feel that they really belong,
Yeah, exactly.
And I thought that thing tomorrow, it's tomorrow but not Sunday. I guess it's just tomorrow.
Just one day.
But isn't there a parade and a bunch of stuff?
Yeah.
But I remembered that mile run. I thought, oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Even if you just walked it,
A lot of people walk it.
I imagine they do.
Yeah.
Because that keeps them socially and personally interested in life,
Yeah.
And I could see some of these other things where people, even that man in that place you were talking about, if he was taking people places, that was one thing. But aside from that, there's not a whole lot going on some of those places. It's a day of sitting around and jawing or something, and that you just kind of go downhill,
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just amazing to see all these different things happen, and
Well, Mama, I think I might, if you don't mind, not stay real late. And
yeah.
I know do you want me to get your trash and stuff like that? It's not difficult at all to do.
Well, the others got it out here the other day, but I think there's 2 here.
Okay.
And what did you say this is now? Just $7?
Just $7.
That's incredible.
Yeah, well, the protein items are often the most expensive.
Well,
But
that's a big bag there, right there.
But we didn't buy that with this. But if you buy, It depends on how you buy it. You know, if you buy chicken breasts in the regular styrofoam package, it's actually a lot cheaper to buy it that way.
Does that have the skin on it?
You can get it without the skin.
Oh, here. Virginia got this. This is not the other one.
Oh, that's chicken breast, uh-huh.
Yeah, she got this one. And the tenderloin. That's probably more expensive, isn't it?
Well, both of those are a little more expensive because of how they're packaged.
Uh-huh.
But actually what's more expensive is the chicken nuggets and chicken patties.
Oh, really?
Given what's really in them, you know, that part of the weight is the breading and that it's not just pure meat.
I remember her telling me that the skinless chicken breast, raw,
Yeah.
because I don't have all that fat going on that. Now, I don't know exactly the best way to cook these, but I think I can figure it out.
Same way as you do your tenderloins. Just takes longer.
Just put several of them in that frying pan there and
Cook them slowly. It'll take longer because they're thicker.